Impacts of air pollution. What is the health impact of air pollution?
All right, air pollution affects our health in various ways. Like basically, we all know that we take in air in the form of oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. Now, when we take in the air, if the air is polluted in different ways, it can be polluted with chemicals. For example, carbon monoxide from burning fuels, carbon monoxide from generators, all kind of noxious chemicals from people that smoke, and from cigarette smoking and burning and fossil fuels and all that. When there is the air is polluted in such a way, and of course in our environment, things that come with gas flaring. Now when the air is polluted and we take in this air, it affects different organs of our body. And when the different organs of our bodies are affected, then we will have different health problems. One of the commonest places where we feel the first organ that is damaged when it comes to air pollution is the lungs, and we have from lung cancer to chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, all kinds of lung problems. So in environments where the government or the people do not manage air pollution properly, one of the biggest challenges that they can have is coming down with all kinds of lung challenges. And of course, like we said, talking about people who smoke and have smoked for many years, most of the time they end up with lung cancer. Now then, for our mothers and older people who use firewood for long periods in the villages, they can also come down with chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. So those are the challenges. Those are a few of the challenges that we have with air pollution, particularly.
So, how do you think can be managed?
Now, basically, first and foremost, we need to have some social guidelines. For example, for people who smoke, you may not be able to stop people from smoking generally, but you must say, okay, when you smoke, you don't smoke in public places. You don't smoke in places, especially if you have a pregnant wife at home. You don't smoke in the presence of your pregnant wife, basically because that cigarette, she will be a secondary smoker, and the challenges that you have as a smoker, she will also get. Then in the society, there should be there should be a restricted smoking area, so you don't smoke in public places so that your cigarette smoke does not affect other people. And then also with the control of burning of fossil fuels and all that. Now we've also seen, you remember, we've seen lots of cases of people who have generators. Now the generators are aimed or not well directed, so the smoke from generator enters into other people's houses, and we've seen cases where the people just slept and did not wake up by the next morning, basically because of the smoke that came from the generators from another person's house. So when you have a generator and you live in a crowded environment, you should try to ensure that the smoke that comes from your generator is not channeled into another person's house. Then we should have confined areas in our society, in our environment, where people can burn the incinerators. In other places, they have what they call incinerators. They burn with minimal smoke all their refuse and things, and they can also recycle them when necessary. Now, so those are the few things that I think that we can do with respect to controlling the effect of air pollution. And of course, on the part of the government, there can be legislation to ensuring that people adhere to these things strictly, so that they can control air pollution in our environment.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.